Hey guys, it's Mars and Chica here,
Woo!
and welcome to Dark Souls.
Ooh.
So we had the big issue last time that I died. I talked about it. So what I did was I just upgraded the short bow and the bandit's knife to +5. I upgraded a bit of armor as well. I think like my shirt to +3 or whatever. But I needed help, so we got you in here. We did some co-op. It took us like half an hour or so to like finally
to connect.
Yeah, to finally like get each other in a game together. We're both at level 19, both in the same covenant, but still it's a pain in the ass because of the way the servers work and everything. Like it's not perfect. So we did our customary bow. We like greeted each other into the co-op game. And so yeah, you're just gonna help me out. Your character is a sorcerer, so you're able to kind of attack from further away. And my bow is kind of the same deal. Like I'm able to do some further away damage. So that's the technique that I was using instead of getting Beatrice like I did last episode. And I mean I totally guffed up last episode. I missed the dodge and I should have dodged like forward instead of backwards, and it totally screwed me up. So it wasn't a big deal, but anyways, I figured getting you in here would help.
That's right.
And surely it did. I mean, it really did help. Because you're able to kind of, I guess, hit the boss while I distract him or vice versa. And that's what's really good with the co-op. Like I've said before, we're able to kind of split. Like right here, the two trees, we were lucky enough to kind of split them. So not one of us took the bulk of the damage. We were able to kind of deal with our separate, like, people. So
I think, like, the whole co-op thing, I think it's something you mentioned that they were going to fix in Dark Souls 2.
No, I hope that they
Yeah,
fix
I
it.
hope so too.
So, like, I understand the game is supposed to be kind of like a soul, really like alone, like lonely game, and you're not supposed to really like enjoy it with friends and whatever. But there is that little co-op aspect of that little like, shine of light that you can have when you're playing co-op and kind of enjoy yourself. But more than that, like it's just really like a solemn like really
it
experience.
is.
And that's what's great about Dark Souls. But even though they do that, I wish the co-op, because I mean inevitably it's gonna be there.
Yeah.
I just wish it would be implemented just a little bit better. Not to have it full co-op, but just that like you can connect to people you know. Because I think at some point we all know how to play co-op. Like we just you call out the spot you're gonna be in and whatnot, and that's kind of how it works. So it's really simple. But I found out something with Beatrice that I didn't know, is that the NPCs like tend to follow you around, but especially Beatrice, like when I get into the boss fight here, she's gonna follow me around and not really like attack.
She's gonna be in the way.
Yeah, she is in the way, and it kind of screws me up a couple times because I try to get her to attack and she's not doing anything. So it was an experience to play like this because I've never played. Usually I have like some pyromancy or something, and I never fight the butterfly at 20. Like this is the quickest I've ever fought the butterfly, which by no means is it like a rarity or anything, or it's not doable. But for me and my skill level, it's like this was brand new to me. It was a new experience and it was fun. But I go in the fog gate and my souls are supposed to be there, but they're not. So I don't know what happened, but I lost like all those souls. I had like 15,000.
Wow.
So I lost the souls, but it's not a big deal. So I decided to run one side so I can use my bow and arrow, and then you would do the other side with kind of your
She's
sorcery.
just kind of right.
But
in your
yeah,
face.
she's just following me, and she's getting in the way. So it was a really odd boss battle because it totally screwed me up. Like, and using the bow was different. See there, I dodged a lot better than I did last time. But yeah, finally she's close enough to do some attack, and as you can see, her health. You probably hit her with, what, 4 sorceries maybe? And one of Beatrice took just as much, if not more. And then we just pretty much spam the shit out of it. Like,
She's just standing
yeah, Beatrice isn't doing anything. And then there's this big attack that you just dodge easily, and it's not a big deal when you're more than... But anyways, Beatrice was no help, so... What happens with the boss fights is they will increase in HP depending how many people you have, or at least it will reduce damage or whatnot. So if Beatrice wouldn't have been there, it would have been easier to kill.
Yeah.
Because she was so not helpful. But luckily enough, she started doing something, we got rid of the butterfly really quickly.
You know what though? Like, I don't want to say the bosses are predictable, but once you know their attacks, it's not that hard.
Well, the game is all trial and error, and
Yeah.
and learning how to deal with them.
I remember when we first started playing Dark Souls, I was like, this is ridiculous. I can't play this game.
Yeah, well, not even the bosses. When you don't know just regular, like, mobs, like, even just the regular undead, when you don't know how to deal with their movements, it gets really, really difficult. There you see I got 10,000 souls for defeating the butterfly, so a good amount. Remember, though, I was supposed to recover my souls, so I was supposed to have over 20,000 to buy that Crest of Artorias, and that's the goal here. By the end of the episode, I will get it. And so I was expecting more souls, so I have to do a little bit in this episode of farming, I suppose. And
Yeah.
I don't have a place to farm where I'm happy. So instead of homeward boning, which would be, yes, I said boning. Instead of using the homeward bone and going back to the bonfire, I decide to walk through the forest again to kill as many mobs as I pretty much can. Otherwise, I would have just used the homeward bone, go to the bonfire, then go to Andre to buy that crest. But it's a journey, but it makes it fun, and like I'm still learning to play this character. So
I like Andre.
Andre is like definitely my favorite NPC.
Yeah?
He's
Out of
really
all
cool.
of them?
I think so,
Yeah?
because there's some like mystery behind him, and if you read into it a lot more, like there are some certain things that Andre says or whatnot that makes you think he may play a bigger role than what he actually does.
Really?
But yeah, no, he's a cool NPC, and he does my favorite upgrades, which is just the large ember and the very large ember, which eventually I'll have my bandit's knife to plus 15, hopefully. So it should be doing a lot more damage.
Bandit knife.
It's really good for parries and stuff like that. I cannot complain about. I just lost my way here for a second. I wasn't sure where to go. But yeah, it's something that using the bandit's knife instead of like an actual sword. Definitely challenging. The partisan, which is like a spear weapon. This little guy, I don't know where he came out of. I know there's like a bunch of these little trees, and I don't know where he came out of exactly. But they just pop out of the ground really most of the time. And I was going to go get that item in that corner there that you can see flashing. So I'm going to fight this guy, and then there's another kind of booby trap. Oh, I said boning and booby in the same video. Ha. But I spring it, and then I realize it's not a good idea, so I kind of run back like a coward. But there's only so much you can do with the bandit's knife. And especially against these guys who slow you. And I guess I didn't have my right shield equipped either. I had the wooden shield for the butterflies, so that magic reduction damage is as best as it can be. There, I realized it.
Go.
Yeah, I realized because he hit me, and though it didn't like break my guard or anything, I do take a little bit of damage to the health. And considering I only have 3 Estus flasks because I use most of them on the butterfly, this is
You don't get it?
What?
The item. Oh, the tree.
Yeah, the ambush. There were 2 of those big rock guys, and then some of the trees. And then I decided I'm gonna bow them, and they got closer than I expected. It does quite a bit of damage though. 3 bows compared to I think it's like 8 hits of my sword.
Really?
So that's really the difference in damage that it does. It's really useful to like power up your bow with dexterity.
Yeah.
Because it has an S rating in scaling rather than I think my bandit's knife is like a B or something. So, but yeah, I realized quickly that this wasn't gonna work, so I just had to get out of here.
See ya, guys.
Yeah, pretty much. And running away is still a good strategy. I've said it before. If need be. Now they could have followed me, and I could have not used the bonfire. That would have been a kind of tough thing to deal with. But all I would have lost is like my 1 humanity, so it's not a big deal. I'm going to use the rest of my souls to try to get to the 20,000. I could use the Moonlight Butterfly Soul, but I'm going to show you guys eventually how the boss souls work, where if you upgrade certain items, you can use a boss soul to make it into a special weapon or shield or equipment. And
There is an achievement for that, right?
there's an achievement to collect all the rare weapons
Okay.
and stuff, which is quite a list of weapons. It's really extensive. Sometimes there'll be a certain weapon that you don't get like dropped, and you have to play the game multiple times to get it.
We had started working on that like
yeah,
together,
it's
right?
a tough achievement. If you have a
Yeah.
friend that can help you out, it's definitely worth doing together because you can kind of mix and match what each other like don't have. So it's really the best way of doing things. So I'm gonna explore pretty much the rest of the forest apart from the stuff in the Crest of Artorias gate. Basically, I'm not going to do all of it, but I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what the forest is. The other side of the forest is like a wide open space, and I said forest like 8 times. But yeah, it's kind of a cool area. There is an optional boss that is there, and you guys will see that
I was just like,
eventually.
what are you talking about?
And then there's a Black Knight, which is my first Black Knight that I actually beat this playthrough. I feel confident with this Black Knight for some reason, because he's such in a tight spot, but it's open at the same time that it's really easy to defeat. I don't know, I always like beating this Dark Knight, or I said Dark Knight, this Batman first. But there are I said it again, there's Black Knights and the Silver Knights. And they're both like kind of part of Gwyn's army, as far as I understand, which is like pretty much the lord of the game, I guess.
Everything.
Yeah.
The lord of everything.
Another little crystal guy. I needed the large Titanite shards for upgrading my suit a little bit more, so it was good that I got it, and I'll show you guys that stuff in another video. I just didn't want to go through all my upgrades right away. But yeah, so this is kind of the area. It's really large. I try to, for the most part, show you what I can. I got the longbow, actually. That's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's better than the short bow. But I try to show you the most scenery I can while I'm in an area, just to kind of show what the game is, because I know a lot of the times I'm just running through the areas. So that's why I kind of pan my camera when I can. So yes, warning for a tough enemy. It is the Black Knight, and as you can see down there, a very, very good item. I took the bow off because I wanted to be able to flip, which I don't actually get to do like my full flip, somersault, whatever, but it's okay. He's a little bit tough because he's got some range on that spear of his, the Black Knight Halberd.
I remember the first Dark Souls playthrough I did. That's the weapon I used.
Yeah, you got like really lucky.
Yeah.
With some of those, because you got some items that I wasn't able to get right away, and that's the whole item discovery. That's how lucky you get with rare like loot drops and stuff like that. My strategy right now is to block and then get a backstab. I get really unlucky a couple times. I would try the parry, but I have a feeling that he's gonna like really kill me because I don't have the armor I need. So basically just walk around and backstab. It does 231. I need 3 of those basically, or a couple extra hits, which I try to spam there and I miss and he hits me. But not too much more than that and he's dead. Blue Titanite chunk, which is good for magic weapons.
I like that you can leave messages.
Yeah, like
cool.
You can technically talk to someone with your orange soapstone. So I'm gonna go here at the bonfire, which is nothing more than just it. It's what I find one of the most pointless bonfires in the game.
Yeah.
It's more like a segue bonfire from one place to another, but I decided to stay there anyways just to show you guys there is a bonfire there. It leads to an area called the Valley of the Drakes, which is, I mean, you can tell in the title. There are drakes, and they're kind of a pain in the ass. So the Grass Crest Shield is a really, really good item. I was talking about last episode how the green blossom is a plant you can eat and you gain a boost of stamina. Well, this Grass Crest Shield does the same thing. It is your kind of equipment stamina boost.
Where do you get the green one? Like the moss blossom?
Or is it moss or blossom? I don't know. But it's an item that those red lizards in the forest drop. I covered that in the last episode. So, but you see how quick my stamina is going up, and that's the reason why I equipped it is just so I could
run.
Basically run as much as I can, and it allows me to stop and recharge really quickly. So I went and got this soul, so I could use the soul and basically top off to my 20,000 to be able to buy that crest. And I accidentally stayed at the bonfire. Well, I wouldn't have otherwise, but it actually pays off because I am 23 souls away, or 33 souls away from actually getting that 20,000. So I respawn the trees that were there, luckily.
Yeah.
So I'm able to get that kind of XP boost or soul boost from those, and that's kind of the mentality there. I guess it was helpful that I did stay there.
What a game.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting game. Like, we went from just going out to buy the game Rage one day, and we came back with like the special edition of Dark Souls, which was no more expensive than just the regular, but your manager, well, I guess she wasn't your manager at the time, but
Yeah.
your manager was like, oh, well, we have 2 more copies of Dark Souls that people didn't pick up if you guys want to buy it, and we had no idea what the game was.
It came with a really nice art book.
Yeah, the art book is awesome. There's some really cool designs and stuff, but yeah, we just decided, hell, we got the money, we'll buy it. We bought Rage, we bought Dark Souls.
And then you started playing, and you were like,
Yeah,
"What is this?"
I couldn't stop myself with Dark Souls. Like it really,
It took over your life.
it's quite the phenomenon though. Like it's
It
really,
is.
a lot of people know Dark Souls. The people who play it, I haven't met one person that's played it who like doesn't get kind of infested by all the game. Like it's really a silly thing. Like it's crazy. It's, I don't know, it's just one of those games that doesn't come often, and when it does, it just, it changes. Like it changes everything, and it definitely did that.
What year did it come out?
Oh God, don't trivia me. Must have been 2011, right?
Okay. No, because I remember it was the same time Skyrim came out, right? And you were like, well, if it was up to me, Dark Souls would be my game of the year.
Yeah, it was the same year as Skyrim, and I couldn't
Yeah.
decide which was my game of the year, because I put a good 120 hours or so into Skyrim, and I put the same in Dark Souls, and it was really tough for me to tell, because I didn't expect either of those games to really like suck me in as much as they did.
Yeah.
But what I've realized is Skyrim is a game I can't get back into now.
Really?
I think I'd have to maybe restart a new character, but Dark Souls is something I can always get back into, and there's always like more to do, different playthroughs, more challenging and stuff. So it's definitely cool. But you see, I bought the Crest of Artorias, and the video is about to wrap up. Next episode, I will show you some XP farming, I think is what I'll do right off the bat, because I do want and need to get up a couple levels. Just because I'm not comfortable. Like, I know the Forest is a really tough level, and to only be level 20 when I'm doing that is really tough. Like, I was doing some of that stuff at level 60. I'm just taunting this guy because he's so slow. I don't want to walk past him and get trapped by the other one. So I think I'll probably level up some. I may cut a lot of that out, but I'll show you the kind of XP run or the souls run just a couple times, because there's a specific run that you can do to maximize the amount of souls you're getting. So I think I'll do that. And good news, I bought Dark Souls for PC for $10, so you guys might see some of that if you're interested.
It was the
Prepare to Die
Die.
edition. So I might show you the DLC. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the episode, as usual, leave a like and comment. If not, dislike and comment. And next time we'll do the Forest. So thank you for stopping in here and talking.
No problem.
And I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.